In India, today maybe in cities people do not know, you see in the villages, people have very intimate relationship with the cow. They have drunk the milk of that cow, their children are drinking the milk of that cow. There is a very deep relationship. If you do not know this, cow is one creature. If something happens to you and you are in some kind of grief or misery, you don't have to be near the cow. Wherever the cow is in your house, it'll start shedding tears for you. You know, I've seen this with my eyes, I couldn't believe. When somebody is dead in the house, what does a cow know? It is somewhere, simply tears flowing. So when it has such deep emotions, if you kill it, it's like killing a human being, it's murder or it's cannibalism.
Well, here, this is interesting. Again, to those of you hearing, if you have got, your emotional quotient very close to, attached to a cow or any other animal, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you. I'm here to do an objective discussion. If you are very much attached to a cow, good for you. Okay, for the records, I don't eat beef at all. I have never eaten beef in my life, not that I worship a cow or something, but simply that's not how we have been brought up as. Whether it is beef or pork, I love non-veg, but it's not beef and pork. Anyway, so here he says that Indians have a very, deep relationship with the cow, but he's putting it as a blanket statement, which is not true. There could be, yes, I'm not saying no, but saying it as a blanket statement, which is an absolute misrepresentation of this beautiful, great country of India. Here you can see a few, newspaper articles, and here we see the heartland state of Uttar Pradesh, which has got millions of cows abandoned on the roads, and they die horrible deaths. Across the country, there are millions and millions of cows abandoned, and they die because they don't have food. There is rarely enough water. They get, maybe run over by some traffic, or they just simply starve to death. They simply starve to death. Horrible, horrible for a cow. And earlier they used to basically, the villagers used to sell it to a butcher, or maybe, eat it as a, community dinner or as a, cheap form of protein. But now they can't because of the beef ban. And so they are just abandoning it, because I don't know whether you're aware, but post the age of producing milk, a cow can remain alive for as much as 20 years. A cow can remain alive for as much as 20 years. And when that happens, a farmer who is barely able to feed himself and his family, come on, emotions apart, they just throw them away. They then go and invade some other, farmer's field, where those farmers are waiting with, bats, cricket bats. Some throw acid on them. That's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. This is just politics that you see happening. It's not really a great emotional quotient. There could be, I'm not saying no at all, there would be people, maybe some people who are literally loving their cows enough to even die for them. I'm not making fun, neither am I saying it doesn't happen, but saying it across pan-India or even for a good percentage of this great country, no, that's not the case. That's absolutely not the case. And going further down, as you'll see in the video, Sadhguru refers to cow as mother. Let me ask you, you saw these articles, click on it, you see it's there in the description, click on it. Does anybody abandon his mother on the streets after she is unable to give him food?
One thing is, there is a sensitivity. Once you drink milk from the cow, she's like your mother. Killing your mother and eating her up is something people cannot digest in this country. Still 80% of the people belong to that category, and there's a huge emotion.
Well, this one really is something which has been there for ages. Even my own, okay, I wouldn't like to name my relatives. Okay, I've heard many people also do that, because not, say that, okay, you're drinking, you drank your mother's milk and even cow gives you milk, so how, okay, your cow is like your mother. Even the first time I heard that ridiculous argument, I was offended, at the intelligence level. That's an intellectually offensive argument. Let me demonstrate. First, in this great country of ours, not everybody drinks cow milk. It's buffalo milk that you drink. So milk doesn't mean cow milk. It means it can mean something else also. So That's first thing. Secondly is that let's assume that you're right and drink cow milk and then you drink a mother's milk. So if that's the case, a person eats more eggs in his life than he would typically person. For example, even me, I have more eggs than, or rather many of you also, you have more omelets and eggs and boiled eggs and stuff than milk. So in that case, why is there no emotional connect with the chicken? Do you anybody preserve and color your mother or father or something? You don't. Secondly is that, I don't know whether you're aware, a cow doesn't produce milk if she's not given a baby. I was like, what? So a cow doesn't give milk through her entire, youth life? No, she doesn't. Then it actually made sense. I'm a person of science and that was a stupid thought for me, but then it made sense to me. Just like a human being, like a woman, would you say that a woman lactates through her entire youth period? No. It's only when she's given birth, and that too for a year and a half max, until the child weans, and then it's over. For the same purpose, in the same way, a cow also only gives milk when she is given a baby. Now that milk was not meant for you, my friend, which was not meant for me, it was meant for her calf. And what do humans do?
Like all mammals, cows produce milk for their young. Yet calves born in the dairy industry are dragged away from their mothers within days of birth. Here, workers separate newborn calves from their mothers, dragging the babies into isolated pens. This is the last time these young calves will see their mothers.
They drag the calf away, take out the milk, maybe give a portion of it or give some formula to a calf because they don't want to give the precious milk because it's money, and then sell the milk, and then they keep impregnating her every 3 to 4 months so that by the time it's time for the calf to be weaned away and she's supposed to stop giving milk, she has already given birth to something else. And this impregnation of a cow happens by something called as artificial insemination. It doesn't happen by a relationship of a bull and a cow. It happens like this. You can see a few photos. It was actually repulsive. I saw this for the first time. I didn't understand it, then it all made sense when I'd gone to my village. And I'm thinking, what's this guy putting a hand in a cow and putting some big rod inside? It didn't make sense. But then when this all came together, it made sense. And I was appalled at the cruelty of human beings, the way it is done. Now for those people who call cow mother, let me ask you, I don't want to be offensive to anybody, were you born this way? Was I born this way? No. No. But here, humans, even in India, across India rather, they are doing this and the milk is taken, the milk which is not meant for you, sold, and then you're calling the cow a mother. Did your mother, was your mother forced to feed you? No, your mother sacrificially gave her milk so that you can live. But here, you are forcing a cow not to give milk to her calf, taking the milk and feeding yourself, and then you are saying that cow is your mother. Is that how you treat mothers? I live in Mumbai, and where I live very close to my house, maybe not even 100 meters, there is a small, I will not even say it as a cow shed. It's a small, like 10 feet by, maybe 10 by 12 feet by 10 by 12 feet. And you know how many cows are there in it? There are 6 cows in it. The whole area stinks. It's heart-rending when I pass through that place for some work or something. And you see those cows standing there. There's no place to sit because 6 cows cannot sit in such a place. They take turns sitting down. The whole place stinks. It's all damp, moist with cow excreta, cow urine, that they call it as some big medicine. It's all on the floor. A couple of calves lying on the floor. But try taking a rack of beef through that area and those very people would come and kill you. But then nobody has pity on those cows. And they call cow mother. Is that how you treat your mother? Come on.
In this eyewitness footage, cows whose sensitive noses can smell odors up to 6 miles away are made to trudge through deep manure. The cows cannot escape swarms of flies. The cows must stand in their own waste while eating or trying to rest. The dairy factory's manure was not cleared out for so long that it hardened. Manure coats the animal's legs and splashes onto their udders moments before they are milked. Here you see the untreated, overgrown right hoof of a cow identified only as 2 by a tag on her ear. A thick layer of manure is caked on her legs. Here she hobbles out of the milking parlor. Putting weight on her overgrown hoof caused her severe pain. This is also cow 2 as she stands in the milking parlor. Her bones protrude sharply and she is emaciated. Producing milk requires cows to expend a tremendous amount of energy. Cows denied proper nutrition and care can quickly become emaciated. This is cow 188, who is little more than a skeleton. Here, cow 6 bleeds from the nose, attracting more flies. At night, cows have no grass, straw, or bedding to lie down on to get out of the manure, and they can't rest because flies keep biting them.
That's a question that you need to ask yourself. Again, I'm not mocking, I'm trying to get your mind around and reject such politics, such speakers who fill your head with poison and make you accept crimes against humanity as the right thing. You know what I mean? Okay, now going ahead, you can see how the Sadguru tactfully avoided a brilliant question by Barkha Dutt, that she said that same logic can be used for other animals also, and he brought up in a very conniving manner without any sense in it about karma. Well, about karma, how true it is, we've got a video on that. Go through it, comment on it, and love to hear from you on that. And here we see Barkha Dutt speaking about people being killed because of beef, and he speaks about the Crusades and how I've already answered this question about the Crusades in one of my videos, and you can see the link, you can go through it. Now, that finishes the part of Sadguru speaking about non-vegetarian, and you saw it really makes no sense. Now, so that brings me to the end of my video. I hope you liked it. Click on the bell icon, subscribe to our channel, put down your comments. It could be curses, whatever be the case. It could be comments, put it down, we'll improve on it. We've got a few more videos coming up. It is on the food politics in India. It could be some more refutations of Sadguru, because he's spoken quite a bit about Christ, and that could be that is going to be my next focus on responding to the Sadguru himself. Till then, I've got a plate of biryani coming up. Have a great year and ahead. Bye bye and God bless.